This is the book of Job 37 and 9. Out of the south cometh the whirlwind, and cold out of the north. By the breath of God frost is given, and the breath of the waters is straightened. Infinite praise, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Machakwadash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom and to the elect. So I'm getting into this lesson now about this current events we have on Monday. Today's date is January 17th. Yeah, today's date is January 17th. So in about 3 days, on Monday, this upcoming Monday, we have a presidential inauguration of Donald Trump. So as I was looking, one of my co-workers was telling me about how he had to get his heat fixed in his house or something, because he said Monday something's about to happen with the cold. And I was like, okay, so I check it out. And I see that, man, over here in New York this week, it's going to hit in the single digits. And with the wind chill, it'll be probably in the negative. That's, that's called pipe bursting cold, man. So, hey, man, you're going to have a lot of souls perish coming up in this week. All right, based off this Arctic front that's coming. All right. So they said the cold is going to hit, that cold front, the freezing line is going to hit as far as Texas, man, including, parts of Florida. So, hey, brothers, bust out them layers and get ready, because it's about to get real brick out here, man, which January, this month it's been one of the coldest Januaries ever already. And this is going to be record breaking cold, man. And that's the Lord. All right. That's the Most High. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai doing that, all right, as a judgment to show you the cold and punishing times that we coming into. All right, but I'm gonna read it again. Job 37 and 9. Out of the south cometh the whirlwind, and cold out of the north. Okay, because when you deal with, especially in the land in ancient Israel, out of the south cometh the whirlwind. So you have a lot of storms and things like that come from the south. All right, and the cold out of the north, right? And this is exactly where this cold is coming from. It's an Arctic front that's going to basically grip America with a tight, icy hand, man. And it's about to get, real fucked up. Which, hey, man, we need to get up out of here, man, because these brutal winters are just, we're supposed to be in a better climate than this, even though it does get cold in the land of Israel. America, Babylon the Great is a different level of cold, man. All right, but it says in the 10th verse, by the breath of God, frost is given, and the breath of the waters is straightened. Okay, by the breath of the most. So that's the breath of the Lord, giving that frost, man. Okay. Make sure your heat is functioning in the crib. Make sure everything's on point. It says, and the breath of the waters is straightened. Okay, you're gonna have a lot of damage to properties too, because the pipes, a lot of times the plumbers, they don't insulate the pipes properly, and those pipes are subject to freezing. And what happens when the pipes freeze? Water expands. So the water expanding in the pipe will cause the pipe to could potentially buckle and break under that pressure. What happens, once it'll freeze, and then once it thaws out, it's going to leak. All that water is going to go all over the place, man. I've seen houses that have been completely destroyed due to that. In the winter, but they didn't winterize, like people abandon houses, and they're supposed to winterize the pipes. They're supposed to take all the winterizing the pipes. You take all the water out of the pipes, completely empty them out, so that there ain't no There ain't no water to freeze in the pipes. You see, so that's winterizing, you know. But a lot of times people, they neglect properties and then they come back. That pipe burst, man. If nobody's there to cut off the water, there's no function to where the pipe can detect that it's flooding, so the whole house will get flooded, man. When it gets that cold, and pipes will burst, man. And yeah, man, houses have been completely destroyed due to that. And when the people get back, they come back and they don't know what happened. And they're like, oh shit, the pipe burst, because they didn't winterize properly. But that just goes to show how brutal the cold can be, man. It really it's a marvel to me that, how many people, the Lord gave 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 us this certain technology to keep us warm. Because if it wasn't for that, man, these winters would be brutal, man. And even the winter still is brutal, but you have technology and things like that. But hey, the Lord could easily, cut the power. It's a very delicate system that's keeping your house warm. And a couple things go wrong, man, and boilers get fucked up at the wrong time. Forget it, man. It's going to be all out pandemonium. All right, but it says, "In the breath of the waters is straightened." See, so that's when you see the the waters get all icy. All right, a lot of people are going to perish, man. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. A lot of people are going to perish in this cold, man, and it's also spiritual because that man Trump is about to get in, and as soon as he's getting in, America's going to be gripped with cold. But because what came to mind, I'll get the precept, Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You see, so when you go into the word there for cold, it deals with cold and metaphorically, uh, basically people not having compassion for each other, people having a cold sentiment towards one another. All right, the love of many shall wax cold. When you go into wax cold, that means it's like unto wind blowing. And as the wind blows, what does it do? It freezes things, and that's the spirit of the Lord, man. You see, over time, that cold air blowing, that's what these times are likened unto. That cold air blowing is making people colder, more frigid. You see, when things are that cold, man, you tap something and it breaks. You tap something and it shatters, man. The cold is a brutal thing. Yeah, the cold is a marvelous thing too, man. It makes me marvel at Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua because just the Most High thought of all these things, man. We take these things for granted, and this is just a part of life on earth. But the Most High actually had the thought of having a winter and having a summer, having different seasons. Think this is the concept of snow. Snow is a beautiful thing, even though you don't want to be in a frigid area. But when you look at like videos of landscapes with snow in it, it's beautiful. But that's a part of the balance of the Most High, man. It's always going to be the seasons. It's always going to be, summer, winter, summer, fall, winter, spring, all that. Right. And that shows that this is the real end of the year. Winter is a time of reflection, and winter is also a time of challenges, man, because, look at how many people got sick. I got real badly sick like a few weeks ago. So it's a lot of challenges in the winter time, man. But again, this time it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? So that's the spirit that's in the earth right now. It says a cold wind is blowing and it's making people's spirit colder, man. It's making people colder to each other. It's making people not have compassion to each other, man. Everybody's out for self. You see, that's the beautiful thing about the ministry is that we prefer the next man over ourselves. So in other words, we put each other over ourselves, You try to seek out your neighbor's benefit, which is your fellow brother in the truth. You seek out, his well-being. Not to say that you don't take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else. But the point being is that you are concerned with the next man's well-being, not just your own, All right, but again, the love of many shall wax cold, and it's just in time. This is all spiritual, man. Trump's about to get up in there, and you're gonna have the coldest temperatures for this time of year, possibly ever in certain parts. They said in the Midwest, it's gonna reach negative 25, man. Negative 25 degrees, man, in certain parts of the Midwest, man. And that's not including the wind chill. When the wind blows, that means that it feels, even though it's negative 25, it feels like it's negative 35 or negative 40, man. You know? That sounds like some outer space type of cold, man. That's the power of the Lord. And the Lord, man, he's punishing this place, man. We've had a couple of these cold snaps recently, man, and a lot of judgment happens during these cold snaps, man. You had these blizzards, these different storms. There's gonna be some winter storms brewing as well in the midst of that. We had a judgment a few years ago. Eve woman, she was up, she was caught in a blizzard, you know, just doing too much. You people gotta get, especially you women, you gotta get your head in the fucking game, man. Stop playing around. Stop bullshitting because y'all out here thinking shit is sweet. This woman was out there traveling, doing whatever. She should have been sitting her ass at home or planning ahead so she wouldn't be out there like that. Okay, but here it is. She was out there. She got caught in that blizzard and wasn't nobody coming to help you, man. See, Eve got it fucked up, you fell in love with Esau's world, but you didn't realize that this world is set up to destroy you. So she called her family. That was the last they heard of her. And she died in her car because what happens is when the car, they're trying to stay warm. They're trapped. You can't go nowhere. The car can't move, right? So the car has exhaust fumes that has to come out of the car. When the exhaust fumes is covered up with snow, those fumes have nowhere else to go but back into the vehicle, and then they come into the cabin of the car. And what happened is that she breathed in them fumes and she died from it. You can die from breathing in those car fumes, like direct concentrated, which goes to show you that it's all toxic anyways. All right. That's why when you go through a traffic jam, you feel fucked up because it's all that fumes from the cars messing you up. And in addition to like all of the different signals and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and these cars are all super hyper digital and smart cars and this and that, but the fumes from the car. So the fumes from the car, she was stuck in the snow, and her exhaust was covered up, the muffler, and and she had the car running because she's trying to stay warm. She's not trying to freeze to death, and all of that shit. She basically, you fall asleep and you don't wake up. You see, and the fumes from the car, will kill you. All right. So just putting it out there for brothers to be mindful this week, plan ahead, and be prepared because it's about to get real brick. All right, icy cold, man. Negative 25. You got brothers in the Midwest. We'll see how it goes out into the weekend, but certain levels of cold, man, it ain't wise to go out on the highways and hedges at that point, man. Negative 30 degrees, man. You talking about it's gonna be in some places 50 degrees below average this week. And it coincides with this man getting in the office, man. I don't know if y'all seen, but definitely check it out. The Trump's inauguration photo. This man looks like he's about to turn into a raging maniac, man. He looks like a straight up a James Bond villain, man. you know, he looks like he's really about to lose his mind, man. He looks like King K. Rool from Donkey Kong, man. For brothers that played that game growing up, dude got the one eyebrow down. He looks like he was doing like a villainous, impression of The Rock, man. Buddy looked real ominous, real fucked up, man. Like he's about to, he knows some shit that you Americans don't. That's what he looks like, man. In that picture, he looks like he about to lay down the judgment. The Lord gonna use him as a hammer of judgment on you people, man. See, the scriptures mention, if a brother could get it, I forget where it's at. Might be in Ezekiel or Jeremiah, but it mentions that the Lord had wielded the axe. The Acer. Oh, actually, it's Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah, the 10th chapter. You know, Might be Isaiah. I don't know if it's the 10th chapter, but it mentions the Assyrian, you know, that he wielded as his axe. Okay. All right. That he wields that Assyrian. I don't let me see. Oh, I got it right here. Isaiah 10 and 15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? As if the rod should shake itself against them that lift it up? Or as if the staff should lift up itself as if it were no wood? And hey, the Lord judged those Assyrians because they were bucking up. And when they came to you read later on in the book of Isaiah, around the 37th, 38th chapter, they came to Jerusalem and they looked to take down the southern kingdom. You had King Hezekiah. You had King Hezekiah and Isaiah, and they were both they were bucking up. They were boasting, and the Lord, humbled them and brought grave judgment upon them. And he killed, he sent an angel of death to slay 185,000 of the Assyrian hosts, man. So, because they boasted themselves, all right. But again, the Lord is wielding them as that, it wields the nations as the axe. So Donald Trump is going to be his instrument of judgment. That's largely who he's going to use. In addition to, of course, he's just an extension of the elites. But there's a reason why this man is in that position, man. Okay. The president, man, this is the Caesar that we about to get, man. Nero's about to be up in there, man. Yeah, he is going to tweak out. That's right, bro. The brother put a good precept, which actually I had a list of precepts here, and Psalms 147 and 16 was right on the list. Matter of fact, I'm not going to show it because it got some other information on here, but that's the spirit. Psalms 147 and 16. He giveth snow like wool. He scattereth the hoarfrost like ashes. He casteth forth. Yeah, it's a marvelous thing, man. Even though I despise the winter, you have to be in awe of the power of the Most High, man. Like, just his breath comes and like everything just dies, man. He just strips the earth of all of its you know vegetation, man. You do have some trees that stay green, though. You have like evergreen trees, and that's another marvel of the Most High, man. He got trees that survive through the winter, that are built for the winter, so that there's still some kind of life and some kind of that's how the birds and things are provided for, man. I mean, how does the bird survive in this brutal cold, man? I seen a lot, because it was real brick. I seen a lot of the birds, they were flocking together and keeping tight. I think it mentions that in Ecclesiastes too, that that two stay together, so that they can remain warm in the wintertime. But if you're alone and you don't have no warmth, that goes to show you their strength in the brotherhood, man. All right. And it mentions that a threefold cord, so some along them lines. I'm paraphrasing it, but a threefold cord is stronger than a one. And that's the strength of us, in this brotherhood, man. People be talking about, oh, I don't want to deal with a camp. What, that alone exposes you as being a weirdo and probably a spy, because why are you forsaking the gathering of the saints? Yahushua and his disciples was a camp. Isaiah and Hezekiah was a camp, and the men that was with them. Right? Elijah and Elisha, there was always camps. When we came out of Egypt, we were in camps. I mean, come on, man. A camp is just a gathering. That's all it is, a gathering of brothers together. So why would you forsake that? Because they want to have disorder. They want to have confusion. But anyway, sticking to the point, it's amazing, man, when you look at the winter and, the way that the ground turns white, man, the street turns white, and there's frost, and yeah, it's just amazing. It's just something to put you in awe of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know. And it's no coincidence, man. As soon as it's gonna get super brick, this man's getting up in there, because he's gonna wield that sledgehammer of impending doom. He's gonna wield that hammer of of the Lord's indignation, man. And he's gonna judge him as well, because that's what it mentioned in Isaiah 10. He's using the axe, but the axe should not boast against him that wields the axe. You're just an instrument of the Lord's judgment. You know, that's what you elites are there for, man. So everybody's set up, man. That's the scary thing about the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. But it says, Psalms 147 and 17, he casteth forth his ice like morsels. Who can stand before his cold? Man, you don't want to be out there when this cold hits, man. You know, it be so cold that, you know, the cold, it gets to a certain point where that's why they call it frostbite. The cold actually is so damn cold that it'll burn you, man. So yeah, like when you go outside and you be running from or you be getting that light jog, you know, or you might just sometimes I'll be straight up sprinting to the car, man, because it's so goddamn cold, man. And New York is brick, but there's even colder places in Babylon, America, man. You got brothers that's up, you know, you got brothers in Canada, you got brothers in Toronto. Oh, I can't even imagine how cold. If it's that cold in the Midwest, how cold is it going to be up north, man? My goodness, you know, it's a wonder that anybody could survive in that type of climate. But hey, that's the power of the Lord, man. That's a miracle of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. See, and that's a part of the reason why, like, you wouldn't even have this many millions of people if it wasn't for modern technology, because it just wouldn't be survivable, man. Being that many people being in the cold, you got to have like real skills and knowledge to be able to survive the winter. But you know, because of modern technology, you got millions of people in these areas, man. That's really Esau, man. Esau likes a goddamn cold. You got Edomites. It'll be this cold and they'll be walking around with shorts on. Let me go ahead and grab these precepts. I don't want to keep yapping. Yeah, so I read Job 37. There's another one. Job goes in, the book of Job goes in a lot about the wonders of the Lord. And one of those things is the winter. Right? Job 38 and 29. Out of whose womb came the ice and the hoary frost of heaven? Who have gendered it? Yeah, so basically the Most High is asking, you know, pretty much a rhetorical question. Out of whose womb? Like basically, who gave birth to the ice? You know, who gave birth to this cold brick ass winter? Well, it's a wonder of the Most High, man. He created it. Okay. The waters are hid as with a stone, and the face of the deep is frozen. Man, you got even, you know, lakes, you know, that's how you know it's really cold, man, because even you got certain little bodies of water, they'll turn cold. They'll turn brick and turn icy, man. People be walking on the ice, you know, you playing you playing a dangerous game. Let's go to let's get this. Psalms 148. That's a good one too. Psalms 46 and 8. Come behold the works of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. What desolations he hath made in the earth. Yeah, desolation, man. Yeah, that's a form of a desolation. Desolate means to be pretty much emptied out, you know, with destruction. All right. The Lord be emptying this bitch out every year, man. And I've been in New York my whole life and I'm still not used to these winters. Like I still hate it. You know, I want to be in some tropical climate, but you know, that's a part of us being in the trials and tribulations, man. You learn to love the winter, even though you hate it, but you're like, you know what? You know, Apostle Tahar said he loves the winter, you know? And at first I was like, man, I don't even understand that, but that's just a warrior mindset, you know? And you do kind of learn to, because it's all a part of the adversity, and in being in this truth we learn to love pain, so that's a part of it. All right, Psalm 66 and 5. Come and see the works of God. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men. Yeah, this is a terrible work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's brick ass cold, man. People that are homeless, you know, they're gonna try to find a shelter. Some people ain't gonna make it, man. So many people are gonna freeze to death soon come. They're not prepared, they weren't paying attention, and they just gonna get caught out there, man. And that's the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. He said it's gonna be freezing in Texas, man. That's how you know. That's how you know. And as far as I knew, I don't think that was happening as often as it does nowadays, man. You see? But this is Psalms 148 and 7. Praise ye, praise Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai from the earth, ye dragons and all deeps. Yeah, dragons, different creatures, you know. Fire and hail, snow and vapor. The fire and hail. Yeah, look at the fire. That's just the terrors of the Lord. He just had, you know, it's LA is still on fire. So you're gonna have America on fire and at the same time freezing at the same time. That's the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. There's no two ways about it. How do you this land is cursed, man? How do you have a nation where part of it is on fire and the other part of it is plunged into the freezing depths of hell? You know, you can't make this up. Fire and hail. Hail, man. Hail is a fearful thing, man. It's like bullets coming down. The Lord used hail to judge the Canaanites, man. You're gonna use hail to judge you Americans, man. You heathen. That includes the wicked of our people that don't want to repent. All right. Fire and hail, snow and vapor. Stormy wind fulfilling his word. Yes, snow and vapor. Yeah, man. All of these things, all of these natural phenomenon, the Most High is responsible for it. And it should put you in awe of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai's power, man. Let's grab, I got a couple more lined up. This is Psalm 74. Psalm 74 and 17. Thou hast set all the borders of the earth. Thou hast made summer and winter. Remember this, that the enemy hath reproached, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and that the foolish people have blasphemed thy name. You see? Yeah, that's why that judgment is coming, man. So the Lord made summer and winter. He set all the borders of the earth, man. You know, that whether it be the border of the ocean cannot pass and come onto the land. All right. You got certain areas that the weather is always going to be warm, but America is one of the most, in terms of the climate here and in terms of like things that happen, like natural disasters, America gets hit with some of the worst. You got fires in LA, you got earthquake threat on the West Coast at all times. You even had earthquakes over here in New York last year. All right. You got the most tornadoes on earth. When you look at the statistics, America has the most tornadoes. They have a place called Tornado Alley down. I don't know if it's in the Midwest, but it's like that Oklahoma area. Tornado Alley. This place is a cursed land, man, because you know what did you do to get it? You enslaved the inhabitants that live here, and you enslaved the Israelites, so-called Black, Latino, and Native Americans. We are the biblical Israelites, and you slayed us. You genocided our people and used us to build up your kingdom. So this place is cursed. You see, that's how you have one part of it on fire and the other part negative 30 degrees, man, at the same damn time. And they said somehow the fires are going to keep going. In the midst of the Arctic freeze, you're going to have fires still going. Like, you can't make this shit up, man. That's just mind blowing, man. That's the judgment of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And they said the wind's going to pick up. So it's going to be cold winds increasing the fires. Man, I don't know if that Arctic, I mean, the temperature is going to drop in LA. I don't know by how much. I'll have to look and see the forecast or whatever, but you know, it's going to get brick over there too. But yet they said the fire is still going to keep going. That's the hand. That's just like in Exodus where it said, "This is the finger of God." You see, and this is just the beginning. There's going to be things that people are going to be like, "Yeah, God is judging America." There's a higher power that's judging this place, and people are going to have to acknowledge it, man. But it says here, yeah. So I read that. Oh yeah, Psalm 74 and 18. Remember this, that the enemy hath reproached, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and that the foolish people have blasphemed thy name. You see where they say that the name is not important, they call on a different name. You know, they blaspheme against the name of the Most High. One of the main commandments, one of the 10 commandments, which there's more than 10, all right? But it is what? To not take the name of the Lord in vain. So when we bring out the name of the Lord, you say, well, that's not the name. It's not important to even know the name. Even if that is the name, it doesn't matter. That's called taking the Lord's name in vain, because you're taking the Lord's name to be something that's vain. It's empty. It doesn't matter. That's taking the Lord's name in vain. But people don't even see that. You see, especially them goddamn Christians. And that's one of the many reasons why the Lord is bringing these type of judgments, man. It's something about the winter that's just so fascinating, man. It's something about this brick ass cold that the Lord brings. It's just a wondrous thing, man. This is Proverbs 25 and 13. As the cold of snow in the time of harvest, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him, for he refresheth the soul of his masters. Yeah, as the cold of snow in the time of harvest. You see? So yeah, the cold comes in when it's time to harvest. And that's a faithful thing. The cold, that you know that winter's coming. It's just a matter of time. You know, once people have enjoyed themselves in the summertime, they know, and they're like, all right, well, yeah, party's over, time to pack it up. Winter is more of a reflective time, you see? So how can you have the beginning of the year in the dead of winter? That doesn't make any sense. You know, new life springs forth during what? The spring. So that would make more sense for the new year to be then. You know, and then from that point on, everything is established off of that, because then you have the first fruit, you have you sow seed for the year, and then you have the harvest coming up later in the year, right? But again, Proverbs 25 and 13, I'll read it again. As the cold of snow in the time of harvest, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him. And who's the faithful messengers? The Lord's prophets, right? The voice of Yahweh Shai, which is his men. So just as the cold comes, and the cold comes faithfully in the time of harvest, and that's how you got them squash in the around October, November, you can harvest still a lot of things, even when it's starting to get cold. But that cold comes, and that's where all right, it's time to get all of the, when it gets to a certain temperature, they would know, all right, we got to bring in all of this, we got to bring this into the storehouses for the winter time. All right. And there was ways to preserve food and things like that, which, hey, wouldn't be a bad idea to get into, some of that information on how to preserve food, you know, which we know the Lord is going to be the one to feed us and protect us. But, it ain't going to be a strike against you if you get some information and use it to prepare, you see, because that's also an act of faith. All right. But it says, so is that, because Joseph prepared, man. He knew that a famine was coming in Egypt, and he prepared. All right, but again, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him, for he refresheth the soul of his masters. You see, who's our master? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He sent us to do what? To prophesy. So just as the cold comes and it's faithfully every year, the cold is coming. That's how the men of the Lord are supposed to be. We're just like the seasons, man. We're bound to be there. That message that the Lord put in us is bound to come out, because we're just like the seasons, man. That's why the scripture says what? Be instant in season and out of season. So whether it's cold, warm, hot, in the middle, all right, so, 60 degrees, 50 degrees, 70, 80, 90, negative 25, this message is going to go out, man. All right. So the Lord's messengers are just as the seasons, basically. All right. That's a beautiful thing, man. So I'm going to I got one more, and then we can close this out. This is from Sirach. All right. Sirach 43 and 19. It says, the hoarfrost also as salt he poureth on the earth, and being congealed, it lieth on the top of sharp stakes. So You got like them icicles that come down. That's what this is talking about. And what that word congealed, when you look it up, it basically means when something starts to solidify because of the cold, because of a temperature change. So you'll see like when the temperature changes, the ice, it won't happen automatically, but certain things, the ice, like it just creeps up. It creeps up and the water starts to harden. And you'll see like all of a sudden over time that icy cold will creep in through the water and everything will become frigid. Everything will become eventually icy and solid as a rock, man. And I'll close out with this. Sirach 43 and 20, when the cold north wind bloweth and the water is congealed into ice, right? That refers to the process of, you know, congeal is again referring to the process of something solidifying because of cold. All right, when the cold north wind bloweth, that's what's about to come. That cold north wind is about to blow, right? When the cold north wind bloweth and the water is congealed into ice, it abideth upon every gathering together of water and clotheth the water as with a breastplate. Man, that's some heavy imagery, man. All right, it abideth upon every gathering together of water. So wherever there's water at, you're gonna see how cold it is because it's gonna be solid ice, man. Okay, like a breastplate, man. Yeah, the Lord is far out, man. Let me see. I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna read one more. Sirach 43 and 13. By his commandment he maketh the snow to fall apace, and sendeth swiftly the lightnings of his judgment. Yeah, you got even sometimes you get thunder snow where you'll have lightning while it's snowing. So it's like a lightning storm, but an icy lightning storm. Man, the Lord is just, and this is just based off what we've seen. The Lord has so many more things to show us. That's really gonna blow our minds, man. Oh, that's a good one to close it out with. The brother put GMS in his likeness, put Psalms 10 and 24, 104 and 24. O Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, how manifold are thy works? In wisdom hast thou made them all. The earth is full of thy riches. And there's just so much to go into when you deal with the Most High, his creation, how he set things up. And that's why, like, no matter what people say, man, we serve the creator of heaven and earth at the end of the day. And in his masterful wisdom, he's the master of all creation, the master of infinity, the master of everything, the master of the elements, the master of the universe, man. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And these people could say what they want, but our power is the one that created you and the whole universe and everything in it. So really, what does your opinion matter? We're gonna stick to the script, all right? We're gonna stick to the book, all right? And to hell with what these people think, man, because our power is the one that made the seasons, made the elements, made the creatures of the earth, made Leviathan, all right, made the righteous, made the wicked, made everything in between, all right, made the heathen nations, made the sky, the stars, the sun, the moon, the earth, the birds, different fruits that you like to eat, everything, man. So what does anybody have to say? What can anybody say against the Most High, man? And yet these people do in their foolish pride speak against the Most High, man, the one that created them. But, we're going to see what happens this year, man. This year is going to be a year of heavy, heavy judgment, man. You know, the reckoning is coming, man. That reckoning is coming. All right, for all these wicked ass people, man, including you wicked ass women, man, who've been living it up. All right, but again, the works of the Lord, man. All right, the works of the Lord. All right, and if you hate the Lord, we hate you. Okay, if you hate the Most High, the power that created heaven and earth, all right, Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai, then we hate you too. All right, so the earth is full of His riches, man. All right, and wisdom has Thou made them all. See, and there's spirits, and just to meditate on this too. The 144, the Lord used them. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai used them in the beginning to also create all of this, man. So, Lord's will, we're those men. We partook in creating all of this, man. So, yeah, man, this truth is just You know, there's nothing like this truth, man. There's nothing like this truth. So, Lord's will with those men. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it out right there. And Lord's will, y'all brothers, stay warm out there and prepare for this week coming up. Do what you got to do. And I'm gonna go ahead and give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Hey, shalom to the next one. Shalom.